Well, my next guest says that her struggle with weight started at an early age of 5, and her health was at risk by the time she was 15 years old. Take a look at this.
Joan was the most stunning baby I've ever seen in my life.
I've struggled with my weight since I was about 3 years old. First it was 10 pounds. 10 pounds is a lot. Then 20, then 30, and it got to be over 150 pounds overweight by the time I was 15.
The weight has disfigured her over the years.
I've always been teased. I remember my brother telling me that one of his friends from school had told him that he needed to train me like he trained a dog with food. At first I let it roll off my shoulder, like, oh, words will never hurt me, but words definitely hurt a lot more than anything else. I remember going home and crying and being like, oh, I'm not good enough for anybody and I deserve to die because I'm fat, because it was my fault that I was fat. I was bored a lot when I was little, so I used to sit around and watch TV and eat. My mom was always at work. My father was always asleep or drunk. He was an alcoholic. He passed away when I was 8 from suicide, which I think is another reason I ate a lot more later on. My sisters are identical twins. I'm always hearing, you know, even from my friends, from my mom, how beautiful Mary and Caitlin are and never me. And it's like, yeah, I'm not gorgeous. I'm not pretty. Being that I was almost 300 pounds at 15, I was having the same health problems my mom was having at 50. I had sleep apnea, high blood pressure, diabetes, ankle pains constantly, and it was scary. Life after having lost that weight has been a lot happier.
Joan has empowered herself. And once you come over an obstacle that's so big, you can do anything.
Please welcome Joan to the show. You know, I think one of the things that you did point out here is something that we kind of went past very quickly in that tape. But at age 8, your father did commit suicide. Mm-hmm. And that really, before this, was your weight issues were not as extreme,
Not
correct?
that bad, no.
So the fact that something like this could happen in a child's life and somebody, I'm not saying your mom missed it or anybody missed it, but these are the times that we got to stop for a second as adults and make sure that we shore our kids up. Because if it was not weight, it could have been drugs, it could have been any other thing that you might have fallen on.
Yeah.
So that happened. What made you make the decision to go ahead and have the surgery?
I've always been unhappy about my weight. It was just, there was no way to do it. Mm-hmm. The surgery was just a tool that I could use, and finally I had an opportunity at 15 years old in New Jersey. I don't really think there's too many places that will do a surgery on you, especially one that's high risk.
Sure.
So it wasn't really so much of a decision I had to make, it was just an opportunity that came to me.
And you were able to find a doctor to do it. And so far you've lost how much?
85 pounds.
85 pounds. And Doc, now, you know, normally people don't do this. Doctors don't do the surgery for children under or people under the age of 16. But in her case, this was one of those situations where we had to make an exception, I would think.
Yeah, a lot of times if there are comorbid medical conditions, then there will do the surgery. I mean, basically you usually have to be at a BMI, body mass index, of 40 or more, and also have some other complications which you had.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I think one thing that's interesting is that it sounds like when you were younger and your father was an alcoholic and he died, you might have in that process learned that people, you couldn't depend on them, that people were dangerous, and in some ways food, you could turn to food, not people. And so that may have played a role in your weight gain.
Why can't we let young ladies and young men feel okay about 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds?
Thank you.
What difference does it make? One, two. I'm going to take a break. You can answer more questions.
Okay.
We're back after.
Promotional consideration provided by the following.
I'm a pharmacist with arthritis, so I use doctor-recommended Capsaicin HP. Capsaicin starts strong and gets stronger the longer you use it. Capsaicin HP raises your level of relief.
Attention sandblasters. Fever or shortness of breath can be caused by inhaling microscopic particles of sand dust. If you've been diagnosed with silicosis, call 1-800-LAW-FIRM today.
So Doc, what's it going to take? What is it going to take for us as a society to start allowing people to just be who they are? What message are we sending?
We get very distorted messages. And I think, for instance, teenagers will look out there and think, I want to look like her, everybody should be able to look like her. And we know, for instance, from research that genetics play about 70% of your weight and shape is determined by genetics. Now, there's also good things you can do with your lifestyle, but we have to realize everybody cannot look that way. We need more people out there like Jackie, all of you who are beautiful, who are different sizes, different ethnic groups. The other thing I think we have to do is really try to define yourself by the choices you make each day about your body, not how the world is responding to you or not what happened in the past. So if you choose today to rest when you're tired rather than eat a bag of Doritos, or if you choose to, when you're angry, walk really fast until you're no longer angry instead of drinking 3 glasses of wine, write those choices down. Teach people how to talk about your body, because it's so crucial that we really define ourselves not by how people respond, but really by the actions we take each day. You will wake up every day of your life with yourself. Other people may or may not be there, and it's crucial that you take yourself seriously and write down what you're eating, write down in a journal, and pay attention so that you can take your signature strengths and eat as healthy as you can and be active and really move through the world and strut your stuff. Just let yourself get out there.
That's it. Well, we have a PSA from the organization Girls Inc. Take a look at this.
Tell me what retouching is. Tell me it's why the models look so perfect. Tell me I'm amazing, not because of how I look, but because of all the things I can do. Tell me my most attractive feature is my self-confidence.
Absolutely. And Girls Inc., please welcome Dr. Marsha Croft to the show. What is Girls Inc. and what are you attempting to do? And it's obviously it's messages like this that we need to get out.
Yes. Well, Girls Incorporated's mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And we do that by providing programs for girls ages 6 to 18 throughout the United States and Canada. We've designed those programs very intentionally with girls and for girls. And the goal is to empower them and to give them the confidence they need to deal with issues like this and issues in their lives.
So these PSAs are now running national?
They're running nationally.
I'm just blessed that there's somebody like you out there to help my girls like this. Thank you. Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. We're out of time, so I want to thank all of our guests for being here. And ladies, I want you to know that we know that looking good, feeling good about yourself is also part of going out. All of you mentioned going to clothing stores, trying to buy clothes, and having to pick something that was there just because it was the only thing that was on the rack that was your size. Well, guess what? Torrid is giving each one of you a $500 gift certificate to go shop and get some clothes and buy something that you want to buy. And you go to Torrid to get it.
What's going on in your life and you're focusing on everything you don't have and what you aren't and what you can't do, well then you got nothing. But if you focus on what you got and what you can do and everything that's possible, you've got a great full life. Go live it.
No kidding. Join us on the next Montel.